So, do you guys remember our last episode where we came up with the comparison of Boston Dynamics Atlas and the most anticipated Tesla bot? Yeah, many of you guys might have wanted to know more about Boston Dynamics' other robotic masterpieces, right? So here we are, in today's episode presenting their whole range of robots. Excited enough? Hey folks, welcome to the Robot Future, where we bring you the newest and best updates from the field of robotics and AI. For daily videos, please consider subscribing to our channel. Today's episode will be one of the most interesting because in this video, we'll cover all of Boston Dynamics' robots and how much they've contributed to making the Boston Dynamics we see today. We're not going to keep you waiting, so let's get started straight away. Have you ever wondered why we don't get much information about the updates at Boston Dynamics? Well, if it was Elon Musk who headed Boston Dynamics, we would know all about the company's work through Twitter, right? But unfortunately, the company's CEO, Robert Plater, is pretty much secretive with his business. You might be wondering, how did they get the information then, right? We all might have come across some flashy videos about their robots, especially many that were released over their latest Atlas bot, a humanoid robot that has become widely famous for exhibiting its unrivaled proficiency in jumping over hurdles, doing backflips, and even dancing. So coming back to your question, we here at Robot Future have to gather information in pieces from different expert sources and assume how they might work. Let's take a look at the first robot. Number 1, the Atlas itself. We've been talking about the same just before. Why don't we continue to talk about it? So yeah, the recent videos of the Atlas robot just as usual went viral, accumulating millions of views on YouTube and generating discussions on social media. The company's most recent video shows Atlas successfully jogging through a parkour track, which is abnormal. Within hours of its release, it earned hundreds of thousands of views and became one of the top 10 trending videos on US Twitter. But the more interesting video was about the phenomenal behind-the-scenes summary of how the engineers at Boston Dynamics developed and taught Atlas to ride through the parkour track. The video also points out some of Atlas's downfalls. It's a pause from the company's habit of exhibiting extremely sophisticated work outcomes. The video and a blog post along with it delivers some very significant ideas into the difficulties of building a humanoid robot. Previously, the Atlas robot was introduced in 2013. The hot objective was to push the limits of whole body movement in bots. Atlas was initially formulated for search and rescue assignments. Its progressive control system and hardware gave the bot the equilibrium and ability to exhibit human-level dexterity. On its previous release in 2013, the HOT showed rugged movements and the other huge downfalls, but thanks to the present engineers at Boston Dynamics, this time they made it far better. The 1.5 meter tall robot stack encompasses a properly sufficient battery, valves, and a portable mobile hydraulic system to enhance its 28 hydraulic joints. The control network facilitates various and flexible movements. The algorithms enable the robot to reason through complex dealings that comprise the whole body and setting to plot its next movements. As an effect, the bot strides with the speed of 1.5 meters per second. With a weight of 89 kilograms, Atlas's 3D printed components furnish it with the crucial strength to weight ratio essential for jumps, hops, and somersaults. Considering all the Atlas's team's feats at Boston Dynamics, the robot's backflip may never prove to be helpful in a real-life scenario, especially in combat situations. Atlas is currently designated for research and analysis. Unlike the other bots, which are available for sale, Atlas is not meant for wide commercial use. Nonetheless, the proficiency of a robot to conduct complicated actions at par with that of an average human adult and its capacity to respond to its setting just like people opens up an endless line of possibilities for the robotics sector. Don't worry, maybe you might be having your own Atlas bot in the future. Experts state that humanoids are the most reasonable strategy to conduct difficult physical tasks. Also, from a technical perspective, humanoid robots also pose complications that amuse research teams. The culmination of its size and complexness make it immensely stunning for researchers and engineers to predict the strength-to-weight ratio, runtime, physical characteristics, and spectrum of motion. If a viewer looks at videos of Atlas executing tricks and feats over the last 5 years, one will not detect any drastic improvements. This isn't the first time that Atlas conducted backflips and handstands. Still, the basic or elementary tech and the methods governing these actions have been substantially raised. That's all about the Atlas. Number 2, why don't we take a look at a 4-legged robot? Yeah, we're talking about Spot. Earlier this year, Boston Dynamics' Spot made it to the news headlines for standing alongside the French soldiers during a military army drill. Just like Atlas, Spot is a leading star in social media. The Spot robot, also previously known as Spot Mini, is a 4-legged robot formulated by Boston Dynamics. The dog-licking robot was disclosed by the company in 2016. Coming to Spot's features, Spot weighs barely 25 kilograms and is 83 centimeters tall. Thinking about what this bot can do? Spot can accomplish numerous functions, including ascending stairs and guiding through rough terrain without much effort. And surprisingly, it's tiny enough to be used indoors. And you know what the best part is? You can buy it. You might be thinking, well, what's so special with this bot? Can it do parkour stuff too? Spot's main highlight is that it can be at areas where other wheeled robots cannot climb up to. You mustn't forget that the bot does all of this while hauling payloads of up to 14 kilograms of assessment equipment. Its maximum speed is 1.6 meters per second and it reaches a runtime of 90 minutes with removable batteries. Spot can be regulated using a spontaneous tablet application assisted by built-in stereo cameras. Number 3, we've been looking through some active bots until now. Why don't you look into something that provides more utility? Yep, we're talking about Handle. Boston Dynamics presented its first edition of Handle in early 2017, characterizing Handle as an R&D robot. Handle's design emphasized two-wheel mobility rather than utilizing feet, and the bot could roam at the speed of 15 kilometers per hour and is capable of jumping almost 1.2 meters vertically. The robot uses electric power to employ both electric and hydraulic actuators. It depends on the same dynamics, balance, and mobile manipulation principles set up in the legged robots built by Boston Dynamics. In April 2019, the company disclosed a fresher interpretation of Handle. The new robot is constructed as a mobile manipulation platform for logistics requirements, and it can pick up and deliver heavy loads while inhabiting a small footprint, enabling it to maneuver through tight spaces. The Handle can autonomously compile and disassemble boxes or pallets in a warehouse, handling cases up to 15 kilograms. Its onboard vision system tracks designations on the pallets and discovers individual boxes for grasping and delivering. When Handle places a box onto a pallet, it wields force control to hurdle each box up against its neighboring cases. Its wheels improve the range that the robot can encircle on a battery charge, related to traditional bipedal robot locomotion, and a wheeled system also assists in reducing the number of channels of freedom, making the robot less complicated than some of the quadruped and biped robots that came before it. In fact, the Handle robot's a very essential bot when looking at the commercial utility. These bots still have a long way to go. For one thing, the Atlas robot will need hands to handle objects, which is itself a very challenging task. Atlas Bot probably won't be a marketable product anytime soon, but it gives Boston Dynamics and the robotics industry a great strategy to learn about the complexities that nature has solved effectively with humans. Well, it's hard to imagine a world 20 years from now where there aren't competent mobile robots that can move with elegance, reliability, and work alongside humans to improve our lives. But we're still in the early ages of building such a future, and we must hope that exhibits like this deliver a small peek of what's possible. So what do you guys think of these bots? Do you find them cool or, just fine? Anyways, drop in your views about these bots in the comment section below. Well, this isn't the end of the story. More updates will arise about the bots in the coming days, and we here at Robot Future will be delivering the best of the content to you folks. Drop your views in the comment section below. That's about it for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you're a massive fan of robotics and AI. That's it for today. We hope that you enjoyed the video. We'll meet again in the very next one.